Joost has been on a mission to teach more people about motor neuron disease, and his crusade has taken him around the world. He recently travelled to London to raise much-needed funds for his J9 Foundation to assist with funding MND research and to further assist those afflicted with the condition. We caught up with Joost at the Grange Hotel, where he explained his relentless drive to travel around the world for the MND cause.
It is twofold. We're raising money for the J9 Foundation and also to create awareness for MND around the world. Well, it's quite simple. I believe when you stay down, your mind is gonna be on your illness. I prefer to travel, to work, to stay busy. It also, besides keeping my mind off the illness, keeps my body going, and hopefully the deterioration will be slower. Always going well with me. My mind's 100%. Life throws you curveballs and you have to live and adapt. My body is only a vehicle. My soul is 100%.
Joost has been assisted in the growth of the foundation by business entrepreneur Gavin Verigis.
Yeah, to sum him up, I call him our white Mandela for the simple reason he's always giving without asking anything back. And it's a simple way to sum him up. It's a very rare disease worldwide, and I'm experiencing it firsthand, and it's important for me to let people see what a family is going through. We all take time and health for granted, and MND is a perfect wake-up call for everyone out there. It's a brutal illness, and for me the quality of life is important, not the quantity. Your brain knows 100% till you die. Just a signal from the brain to your muscle breaks down. So I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm in a good space, and I'm still enjoying life. Internationally, it's been awesome. We saw last night, and Reagan and Marshall. Saudi's been phenomenal. It's a rugby legend, the Bulls, and especially the old players have been phenomenal.
The banquet was attended by many of the South African players currently plying their trade in England, and many former England legends who came to pay their respects to this true legend of the game.
Joost is, from the background he's come from, to be able to rise up, become a world champion, and not just a world champion once. He played in 3 World Cups and was always top of the game, an absolute legend to the game, and no matter what challenge in front of him, Joost rose up and took on that challenge, and I think people should remember him for the legend he is.
He was my idol growing up, and I don't just say that because I'm here tonight, because he's here, but I was lucky enough and privileged enough to be a part of a team and part of a World Cup, being Joost's understudy for a couple of years. And if there's ever a guy to fight through anything and through any adversity is Joost, and he taught me that as a young guy. I'm so glad to be a part of a function over here in the UK, because I haven't been back for a couple of years, and obviously having heard the terrible news of what Joost is going through, it'd be great to see him, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to go over and have a few words to him tonight.
Tonight we are trying to raise a vast sum of money for the J9 Foundation. Now, Joost set this up with his friends. He was obviously diagnosed in early 2011. They do some incredible work with people who are suffering from terminal illnesses, not only with them, but with their friends and families, giving them a quality of life that otherwise they may not have.
He was a legend not only in South Africa, but all over the world, and he played a brand of rugby that people supported. And box is a special brand, and what he does for rugby, it's the people want to give back for what he did.
He could sniff out a try anywhere, but he also scored some fantastic tries, some really amazing tries. I would say from an English point of view, sad to say a lot of them was against us. So whilst I think you appreciate the skill of the guy, how amazing he is as a player, but also the humility. Like what we saw tonight was him asking not for support for him, but for his foundation, so he could help other sufferers of this terrible, terrible disease. And I thought that was amazing.
The interesting thing for me is that the rivalry is so fierce on the field, and it's so fierce in the week building up to a test match. And then you come to an evening like tonight and you see Matt Dawson, Kieran Bracken, Andy Gomersall, Austin Healy, Rupert Moon, they come out in their droves. And Peter Stringer was here tonight as well. And what's interesting for me is these guys came here because they wanted to be here, they wanted to pay their homage and their respect to a guy that they played against for many years, probably didn't enjoy him that much on the rugby field, but have such an admiration for him. And I just think that's what, that's where rugby lives at the moment now, and I really hope we never lose those values in the game.
It's about people. It's about rugby, and Joost said it in his thank yous. We thank you for supporting us. We are a rugby family, and that's exactly what it is. I was brought up on that principle of the rugby family supporting one another through thick and thin, and he's an icon of the game. He's a legend of the game, but most importantly, he's a top fella and a lovely guy, great competitor, and that's why we're here to support him. It doesn't matter. We travel, it doesn't matter where you are, we will support all our rugby brethren.
First of all, I developed a very special closeness with Joost. Initially through South African Rugby Legends, he captained South African Rugby Legends, and apart from being a great rugby player, he was always very supportive of whatever Legends wanted to achieve. Whether it was playing for us or attending a fundraiser, a golf day, or just spending time with underprivileged kids and making a difference, Joost always put his hand up first. Rugby is just one amazing family of people.
By the end of the function, all the players had added their support through written messages. We wish Joost well in his endeavours in making people more aware of MND and his selfless passion to help those in need.